No countdown, and we are live. Peach
We
Fuzz
are
episode
live.
21. Used to give us a countdown. It did not give us a countdown. We
Yeah,
got to
that
get
caught
a
that caught me off guard there.
we got to get a intro video set up. We're gonna try to make intro videos based on the stuff that we see that week when we get rolling in the spring. So that'll be a cool little touch. But yeah, we'll got some people rolling in here. First live in quite some time.
Yeah, that 30 minutes of planning just went out the window real quick with that no intro there. But yeah, glad to be back this week. Got a couple weeks off, ran some events, saw some more baseball. So yeah, it's good. It's been a good couple of weeks. I'm glad to be back with another live. We went out strong last year with the playoff episodes. It was a fun run we had there for like a good month or 2 months straight. It was probably the most fun I had going to the ballpark and talking to you guys about the show, which was cool too. So yeah, fired up to be back here with the live and to have some guys on here watching already, which is cool. So we didn't really publicize this one. I threw it on Instagram, I saw, but we didn't really blow this one up like we will as we go forward with this.
Yeah, we can ramble on and on about the spring, but it's obviously cool to be able to come on here and talk showcases, talk some commitments, talk a little college baseball, maybe a little World Series. Got Game 3 tonight, right? Blue Jays, Dodgers. Is that a subtle Blue Jays hit in the back for you?
Yeah.
Pulling
Shout out to my guys here in the Peach State with the Blue Jays, some of our favorites around here. So I had to represent for them tonight. So that was cool. So yeah, shout out to
my buddy.
And you gotta beat the dark side always. So we can't root for the Dodgers here. So
kid I played with at Chipola, Bowden Francis. He started the year with him. He's been with him, I guess, 3 years now. I got to go see him back in Atlanta a couple years ago, but he got hurt about halfway through the year. But always cool to see somebody there. Another buddy, Jose Caballero with the Yankees. He was on the Yankees as they were in their playoff run too. So it's really cool seeing guys playing in the big leagues that you were somewhat a part of their college career. Got a little mute there.
Bad look tonight. I'm rusty.
First live. Got to knock it off.
No, but Jose's stealing about half more bags than half the MLB this year too, as well. So that was
did he end up getting the regular season? He stole the most in the regular season.
I believe so. First or second. I know he was up there, so it was top first or second for sure. He stole 49 or 59 bags. It was something silly like that.
He had 3 bombs in the semifinals of the state championship against, who was it? Santa Fe, I think. We had to beat them twice. And it is he had 3 bombs in one game. Fourth AB comes up, wears a pitch on the inner half. Coach Johnson comes back. He's like, Chimma, why'd you lean in on that and get hit? He goes, if not, strike 3. Couldn't speak the best English. Still can't speak great English, but it was just hilarious hearing him. He saved his 3-for-3 night with a lean in on a pitch that he would have struck out on for strike 3. So yeah, enough of that. We'll get rolling here into some fall highlights. We've got some videos and stuff added on here. We'll try to throw on a new little addition that we're going to try to do throughout this kind of season of Peach Fuzz, I guess you could call it. And as we get into the spring, so kicking things off, we were at the Dream Scout Day on Saturday. So always fun to do Scout Days. Scout Days are a great chance for us to see guys in a smaller setting, more laid back setting as well, especially this time of the year. Getting to see them before the off season technically starts is always really good. Had a few minor hiccups with some tents on the field from an alumni thing the day before, but we made it work, scooted the plate up a couple inches, and we got it done. But the first guy for me is Jack Walsh. I've known Jack really ever since 12U, and the dude keeps growing. I swear he's grown 2-3 inches over the last year and a couple inches before that. So I think he's going to be really fun to see this spring. The glove has always been really, really good in the dirt. And as you can see, he's starting to get more and more power. I think he led us off in the BP round and had a really good BP round. Average EV of 84 with a max distance of 332, max EV of 92.1. And he's just one of those kids that's just going to keep getting better, in my opinion, keep filling into his body. He already moves well, but I think as he learns to move this, bigger 6'2", 6'3" frame, I think he's really going to be able to impact it on the dirt and with the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, with some of those guys that BT lost in the infield there, I think losing three senior starters from that infield from last year, so that opens up a bunch of spots for guys like Jack to have a chance to compete, to play early this spring for a team that's going to be one of the best teams in the state again this year as they come off a 5A state championship. But yeah, the guy for me off of the conglomerate that we've already talked about so much so far on this season of Peach Fuzz of Harrison is Luke Hutchinson, another one of the guys who was early in the BP rounds and just started hammering balls to the pull side with seemingly every pitch. I think he took 2 or 3 out to left field. It's an easy swing, gets through the zone with a quick barrel, leverages extremely well, carries the ball to the pull side like I just mentioned well. Threw well from the outfield, hopped on the mound as well, looked good. He really just kind of checked every box for a scout day that we'd like to see. A guy that I haven't seen a ton of up to this point, so it's good to see guys like that. And you're always going to find somebody new in the fall, so it's good to see a guy stand out for a team. He's going to be hunting for playing time on an outfield that's wide open at Harrison. But again, another team that's loaded going into the spring, and I think he's got a chance to show well going into that after a showing like this.
Yeah, and he let it eat there on the last pitch, pulled to 86.6. But obviously, you see it there. Moves really well. Ran a 6'9", 360, and the arm works too. So I think as we get into the spring, I think we could see that sitting 84, 87, maybe touching some 88s, 89 with that kind of loose whippy arm, and then you see that change up there. Got really good depth to the arm side coming off that fastball. So yeah, we keep talking to some of the Harrison guys. We're just like, should we be y'all gonna be a team to a preseason pick for us, coming into the year? And they're all saying it's gonna be that year. So I think that it's gonna be a lot of fun for those guys with a 1, 2, 3 punch with Colin White, Johnson, Gursky, and now you got Luke Hutchinson in the mix too, and not to mention Logan Arnett. Kind of the list goes on. But yeah, Hutchinson was definitely a good one to see to get ready to close the fall and head into the spring season. And outside of that, moving along to the North Georgia campus tour, your first time up there, early impressions of North Georgia, really cool spot.
Really love the campus, love the facilities. Really cool. The drive up there was really nice. Really haven't been able to explore that part of Georgia yet. I've been stuck in the Atlanta and South area due to the high school baseball season, which is not a complaint, but just some of the parts of the state that I need to explore from my personal time. So it's good to get up there. It's a really cool place to play baseball. It's a cool setup for the stadium, and kind of like a valley with a cool backdrop as well. It's kind of like a mountain backdrop as well. The leaves are already changing a lot more than they're changing here in Cartersville. So it's cool to see the fall season, and it was good baseball on a brisk day out there. We had a really good turnout for the 20-something kids we had out there. I think everybody showed extremely well in all facets. We had some pretty good standouts from the day.
Yeah, it's always been a park. It was a park I played at against them whenever I was at Young Harris, and they got a lot of good stuff going on at that program with Coach Belcher and Hayden Craig, new recording coordinator, and Casey. So yeah, good stuff up there. And the first guy for me is actually a kid that I've been kind of waiting to see in this setting is Peyton Wilson, a kid that I got to see early on at I think he was probably 14U, maybe transitioning into that 15U summer. Got a hold of one at Lake Point, really liked the left-handed swing. And ever since then, I've kind of kept tabs. Didn't get to see him a ton across the spring. He was up at Heritage. We didn't get a chance to see those guys this spring. But yeah, really showed well during BP. Max EV of 101.3, max distance of 363. And as you can see there, really starting to build out his frame, can get the barrel to the ball and pull the ball with some authority. So he's going to be one we definitely have to go up to Heritage to check in on. We know we chased this sophomore class around throughout the spring season. So Wilson was definitely one for me. I was excited to see before we get rolling and close 25 and get ready for the spring season.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Rogers was a guy for me. It's a guy I saw a few times last year for Hebron Christian. I got a lot of playing time early as an underclassman this year. I really started to add some good muscles to the frame. The chest has really became a lot more physical. He's kind of barreled up the whole entire upper half. Showed really well in the grip strength. I think he was 160 plus with both hands, which is surprising to see these days. Like some kids you'll see with the crazy outlandish numbers in the 180s and 200s, but the 160s and 170s from the smaller middle infielders is always impressive to see. The BP round was extremely polished, sprayed balls from corner to corner, shows an ability to pull the balls as well, had real good feel for the barrel, easy swing through the zone, stays on plane. It's simple actions. It was simple actions in the infield as well. Didn't let it eat across the infield, showed accuracy, moved well east to west, showed some lateral range as well. Ran a I think it was a 6.75 as well for the best run of the day. I think it was 50. We were running into the wind. It was 53 degrees. It was cold morning. So to see that in the fall is good to see. It was just a really good showing. Guy who hasn't been to a ton of showcases for us. So to come out there and stack his numbers against a good showing like that was good to see.
Yeah. Also jumped 24.4 jump height. That's always a fun little stat that we can throw in there. So I like you and Ian or you and Avery more so went to see Hebron, but we talked about that Hebron group. Him and Brody Lewis up the middle, and then you got Gus Steve, who was really a fall kind of standout for us, a guy that you really liked. So that's going to be another group that obviously losing D. Livingston is going to hurt, but I think they're going to have a talented group with Austin Kitchens coming up as well.
Dimitri Watts as well.
Yep, to make another deep playoff run too. So moving on for me, a guy that I actually got to see towards the end of the fall up at Lake Point for a tournament, and that was Dylan Catherwood. Kings Ridge, 6'3", 6'4" frame. Let's see what he actually measured in at. He was a guy that, as you can see, moves really well. Didn't get a chance to 6'3", 160 frame there. So he's a guy that, like I said, really like the way he moved. Hard not to like the 6'3" frame. He was up to 82.8, sitting really 82 pretty much for the whole outing. Nice and easy, not a lot of effort. So I think there's a lot more in the tank for him. And I think with Kings Ridge losing a handful of senior arms, I think that Dylan could be a guy to really keep an eye on for that group that's going to be really strong offensively. But I think he could be a guy that could come on and really make an impact on the mound as well.
I mean, that was probably my favorite look on the mound for me of the day. I think nobody moved like he did. I think it was one of our last arms of the day too. So you're sitting there, I mean, kind of waiting to see like towards the end of the day, and then the guy steps on the mound and just it looks the part. All the coaches stepped up and just started to take a keen eye on it, just because you don't see kids who move like that with that body length. He's got size 14 feet or bigger right now. You can see right there is a body for that frame that you're going to grow into. He's going to continue to get more physical. And just a name to write down and watch as he continues to grow over the next 2 or 3 years. But the last guy for me is Asher Stevens, Gainesville. Showed up to Lake Point, I think, probably since 14 U and has hit all day long. The barrel continues to get more potent. I think he maxed out of 80 or 98 plus EV this past weekend. Everything off the bat was 90 plus the whole round. He was spraying balls to both gaps. It's a simple swing through the zone again, like I mentioned with Tyler Rogers as well. Not trying to do too much, not trying to sell out for power. Going to use the barrel for what it's worth, and you use both gaps very well. Ran a 6.95, 87 from the outfield as well. Just kind of checks every box, and he's going to fill a big role for that team who continues to get better. Obviously, adding Shannon Brown, I believe last year, so it's the second year there. The team continues to grow. So having a name like this and showing well, and to go into his, I think, junior year now. With that, excuse me, not the Red Devils, but what's the
Red Elephants?
Red Elephants, yes, in Gainesville there have a chance to really make a statement after having a down year last year.
Yeah, and most impressive thing for me, like you said, he's a guy that we've seen a lot, gotten really physical, but the machine kind of ran out on him about halfway through his BP round. It was kind of staying outside to him, and the dude was just hammering balls backside, like one hop in the fence to right center. So that's always good to see from kids, especially in that setting, in a BP round like that. Being able to stay on that ball and drive it to right center was really, really impressive. And last guy, too, for me, and honestly was a standout at senior games, too, and that was Noah Larson. Ran a 6.62, somewhere in there, 6.67, 6.64.
Believe one of those, 6'6". He ran a 6'6" for sure.
But anyway, he was a guy that, as you can see there, really good hand speed. Another one too, similar to Rogers, has started to fill out. Lower half is really starting to add a lot of strength there. I think he might have snuck a ball or two out, but he kind of led off our BP round and had a really good day overall. I think he's going to be a guy that could step up for North Paulding this year with seems like endless talent over there with Coach. I just go blank. Matt
Richardson
with Coach Richardson. Yeah, depth of talent there. So I think Larson could be a guy that has a really good senior season for those guys.
It was a good day. It was a good day, man. I mean, for the group we had, when you have those smaller 20, 30 kid groups, you know what the talent's going to be. But to have when every guy kind of stand out and show well in a setting like that, when it's cold morning, we started early and everybody was there on time, ready to go. It was the vibes were high the whole time. It started to rain on us a little bit. Nobody got down. It was a good day, man. I was glad to get out to Dahlonega. Am I saying that right?
Dahlonega. Yep, that is it.
That's where I failed miserably with these Georgia towns. I try to have them right, and then I'd say it, and everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I think I'm saying it right, but clearly not." So yeah, I'll take that win there for sure.
Yep, definitely don't try to pronounce it like the Maps announces it on Apple Maps. It is not correct. Yeah, excited to get the campus tour kicked off. Headed down south this coming weekend. We'll be in Macon on Saturday for a scout day with Factory baseball team out of the Mercer Macon area that plays with us a lot. So it'll be fun to see those guys, and then we'll head down for a really, really talented Georgia Southern group. We were just talking about it. It's going to be a really solid, probably 30 to 40 kid group for there. We still have spots there. So yeah, it'll be good. They got their renovations underway. Their whole home side is getting completely renovated. One of their coaches sent me the rendering of the full thing when it's going to be completed, and they're going to have like grills lined up in the second deck, kind of built into like the not decking, but built into concrete. So there's going to be grills on the side of the stadium in the stands. So that'll be a really cool feature there. I know they got a lot of good stuff going on there with our 2025 group. We're hoping to get a chance to see them in the fall, but they're going to be at Winthrop on Saturday. So yeah, we'll head down there. Moving along, jump into some commitments here. We've had quite a few string off. Yeah, quite a few string off. Most recently, Wesley Mooring. I'll let you kind of take it away. I know he was kind of a guy that you followed around this spring, and sure enough, made an impact in future games.
Yeah, it's been a loud couple of years for Wesley. Freshman year, kind of got really hot during the playoffs, hit a bunch of bombs as North Paulding, I think, made the Final Four that year in a deep run. Came out this spring, had a bigger role, and then really carried over into the summer. Started to show a ton of power to all fields. It's a really tooled up frame. He's kind of unassuming when you see him play, and then he gets in these settings. Runs a 6'7", can play any position you want him to on the field. He can play center, he can play short. He's been playing a ton of second base as well. The hit tools really starting to come on a little bit more as well to go along with the power that's been there. It's a 6'1", 180-pound frame. He's kind of there's twitch there as well. I think getting a guy like this in Southern Miss is huge for them. It's a guy you can project on going down the line. He's going to get to college and continue to get better. So that's a guy you can look at in 2 to 3 years as being an impact guy as soon as he walks on campus.
Yeah, I think that a spot like Southern Miss is always perfect for a kid like that because we could look up midway through the spring in a couple of years and the dude could find a starting role as a freshman. Guy gets hurt. Heck, he could earn a starting job as a freshman. But a guy that's so versatile that we know can hit quality pitching and a mid-major like that can get on the field really early. So good spot for him. Aiden Pack was probably the most dated one since our last episode. He's headed to Georgia, newcomer to the Peach State the last couple of years. But, man, he's done a lot of good stuff on the mound for BT, and I think we could really see him not so much break out, but really carry that BT team this spring with him and Contreras is quite the 1-2 punch. And he's going to be hitting a little bit, a lot more this year from what I hear too. So I think that's pretty good as well. So congrats to Aiden. He was a future gamer for us, throwing in game 3 against Alabama. And then jumping in, our senior future gamer, Carson Ray, is headed to Houston. And as you can see here, we went back. This video here is from 2022. So Carson was a kid that we've got to see a lot of. It's always cool to see these kids over the years. He was a junior future gamer for us. So congrats to Carson, headed to Houston. He was on the senior future games team this year, and had a really good showing. He's kind of been one of those kids that just keeps getting better year after year, and added a ton of physicality over the last year too that will be really big for him as he heads to the great state of Texas with Houston.
Yeah, the Cougs have been hot in Georgia with this 26 group. Came in here and got 2 or 3 guys now, I believe, over the last few months. I believe Robbins, Guillory, and now Ray all committed there. So that's huge for them. Really good recruiting staff over there with Houston. So it's easy to see why that team's working well and coming here and getting quality names. But yeah, moving right along. It's been a busy week at Grant Barton as well. Huge get for Wofford in that one. Another future gamer for us. A guy who's thrown a ton this year with extremely quality results. Probably the best pitcher in the Forsyth region this spring. I think he was like
unreal, honestly.
A 1.5 ERA, I believe, or something like that, and a ton of innings. Struck out a bunch. It struck out to second or third highest in the county as well. Just really had a breakout spring. Carried it into the summer, continued to show well. I think we saw him 2 or 3 weeks ago. Here, I think this is this video here 2 or 3 weeks ago, up to 91 in the 6th. Comes out just pitchability. It's 3 pitches, fastball, slider, changeup. He can throw all 3 for strikes. Gonna compete. Really, just like has the demeanor on the mound that you want to see. He's gonna be a bulldog. He's gonna come right at you. He's always gonna throw his pitch when he wants to. So it's been good to see his breakout and just to see what more you can see from him, and for Wofford to get a guy like that who's kind of just now tapping into his potential is huge for them down the line.
And he's a guy too that's so cool to see kids like that. As like a 14, 15-year-old, he was this kid that threw pretty hard for his age, but it was always like, all right, he's got to find the command. And he's really just flipped a switch over this last year. His whole demeanor, I think, kind of changed. He matured as a player and as a person, talking to him and his dad. So it's really cool to see kids like that really buckle down, focus solely on pitching his sophomore year, and you see what it's done. And he strung together. I think what was that game he struck out like 17 or something crazy in that 9 innings that he threw. It might have been a playoff game, honestly, I think. But congrats to Grant.
The spring numbers were out of control. He really had a great year.
Jump into, I guess we can stay on future gamers, and then we got one more senior future gamer. Actually today, Jake Sperlin. It was a kid that we got a chance to see at 14 down at Georgia Southern. Pretty much exact same thing. Campus tour, headed down to Southern his fall when he was like 14. First time seeing him, really liked the swing from the left side. And then you get down here a couple years ago and you're like, man, I really like this Sperlin kid from TIFF. And sure enough, increments, like if you go to his profile and you pull up his 60, it's like he ticked off, tenths of seconds each time we saw him for like 3 years running. Exit velos went up, 60s went down, arm strength went up. So it was just one of those kids that put his head down, went to work, and headed to Elon and had the chance to make an impact early over there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been a guy that's kind of just been so easy to like over the last few years. Like, just does all the little things. The glove has improved. You can stick him on the left side of the infield now with confidence. I think you can stick him at short or third long term. The body's going to continue to get more physical. He's really started to grow into his power like slowly. It's been backside power early, and now he's starting to pull the ball more. So
that future games round, he went off.
Yeah, it went off. Started to turn the ball, and like I've never seen him do that. So once that power starts to come like naturally, it's kind of like, I mean, different profiles and obviously different players, but the way that Ty Peoples' power started to progress over his time is kind of the same way it's happening with Jake Sperlin. So if that continues to do that, and he continues not to sell out for power and continues to maintain that approach and continue that hit tool, it's only going to bode well for his future. And a great gift for Elon, keeps the Sperlin pipeline rolling there. I believe his brother is there still currently. So good to see that as well for them.
Yeah, he'll be over there with Henry Akapov. I think he's there. I saw he was on campus. So another Georgia guy headed that way. And then last one here, Nate Russell headed down south to Georgia Southern, senior future gamer for us, a guy that you kind of chased around for Cartersville throughout the spring, the last really 3 years probably, right? Because he got time as a freshman, and then he was, their ace this past year, and stepped up when a couple guys got hurt and made a state championship run. So I know that's a guy that you've been really high on the last couple of years.
Yeah, 2 years make a state championship game final, so big for them. Competes one of the better changeups we've seen in that 26 group. Really stood out for a ton of our guys in the summer as well, pitching for the Southeast Sox. Pitchability is there. It's fastball, slider or fastball curveball changeup. QB1 on the football field as well, having an absolutely ridiculously year for the 10-0 Cartersville football team. I think it's over 2,100 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 1 interception. So really, like with that kind of ability, you kind of like fall in love with the QB1 types on the mound as well. But the arm action works. Really competes. A guy that's going to continue to get better, kind of scratching the surface. And if he committing to baseball full time now, as a guy who's been, like I mentioned, being QB once his freshman year, so a guy who's going to kind of scratching the surface on what you can do on the mound. So getting to Southern and really just giving baseball his getting his full time job, might see him really take off at the college level.
Yeah, like I said, we've talked about it so much, but you always bet on an athlete like Nate to be a guy that, and he's going to fit right in that program too, with the classes that they already have there, with the 25s there, and then obviously some other guys that we know there as well. And we were talking about on the way home from North Georgia, like these Georgia kids playing football. It's also awesome, really cool to see. Last year we did a little piece. When was that? Maybe not even preseason when we put out like the football dual sport guys. You got like Aiden Watson going off. You got Trey Smith for Roswell going off.
Yeah, Aiden Watson's numbers were silly. We looked at that yesterday. I think he's another one with a crazy touchdown to interception ratio, putting up
on the ground too. I think
I think it was like a 30-something all-purpose touchdowns already this year. Just really doing it all for Harrison. And still, I believe that's a sophomore. So huge numbers for that kid. And this guy's falling into the back.
Oh, we got a little.
So Nate Russell on the gridiron here. We like it.
Nice.
Yeah, that kid.
Nice.
That kid there is going to Georgia, I believe. The receiver.
And for guys watching, shout out to Tucker, our guy, social media guy that we had this summer. He's helping us on the podcast now and getting all these clips up there for you guys. So a good little addition. Let us know.
Really cleaning things up for my fumbling of words here tonight. So it's good to see that.
Oh, got to shake the rust off for the first one. Always cool to see. I wish high school football was on TV more. Would be really fun to watch everybody. We got Jaden Whiteside too is another one. He's coming down to Southern this weekend. Will be Friday night QB1 and then jump down to Southern for the old fall campus tour. He's a slick shortstop that's really made a lot of strides over the last year or two. So excited to see him as well.
Good.
What else? Got some college baseball action. You got bounced over to Tech, hopped over to Kennesaw right after the Dream Scout Day.
Did a long day on Saturday. Just kind of made it a baseball marathon. It's a pretty fun day, but yeah.
New stadium, pretty sweet there.
Really sick, yeah, dude. Congrats to Kennesaw and their whole program there. The facilities are phenomenal. Brought Tucker, like we had just mentioned, Tucker came over there with me and just couldn't believe how nice it was. It's just so buttoned up. Everything is just so clean. It's just a great place to play. Like they kind of hit every little detail they kind of touched on. It's really nice. The seating's nice. Behind home plate's nice. It's a good place to watch a ball game. Like we posted on Instagram as well. I think that the biggest center field logo in Division I baseball now, it's a monster owl in center, which is pretty cool. The ball jumps there, so it's going to be a nice part for batters this year, I believe. It's going to be a fun place to watch. Saw them this past weekend. They had a decent showing against Troy. Obviously, couldn't pick up any wins in their first weekend in the ballpark, but it's still good to see some of the talent. Some of the returning Georgia arms really showed well. Ethan Osada, Tyler Baer, Cooper McMullen, a Georgia Tech transfer, came out and started the game up to 94-96. Looked really good. I mean, it was a good day for them. Jackson Chirillo hit a bomb off the scoreboard. Got kind of back on his redemption tour. Had up and down 2024. Kind of got injured early. Kind of was pressing when he came back. Really couldn't find his way. So will be big for him in his senior year to have a big year. He's going to be looked for in the middle of that order to be a big bat for them as they try to make another deep run. And I think they were Conference USA co-champions at our last year regular season.
Yeah, so and then you said they'll have the conference tournament there too, which would be really cool.
Yeah, conference tournament in Kennesaw would be pretty cool. I believe that's the 21st to the 24th of May, so that'd be pretty exciting as well. Like it's sick, man. Like it kind of touches everything.
And the wall too picks up a big addition. I think they got like the owl kind of eyes in the wall too.
Yeah, the owl eyes in both Valley, which was cool. That kind of stood out to me behind home when I was getting some videos. So. Yeah, man, it was really nice. I know the boys were fired up to play on it. It was good to see that.
My guy Chirillo, I coached Chirillo when he was 15, he was probably 6'2", could barely pick up his size, like 12, 13 shoes. Like he was just growing into his body. Played shortstop, could hit a little bit from the left side. Really fun team that we had, and it's been cool to follow his career. And I think they lost in the state championship to Woodstock, but he won Player of the Year. So he's one I'm definitely pulling for. Awesome kid too, great family. So excited for him. Excited for that whole Kennesaw crew. It's cool seeing, like, when I was the GA there, I saw those plans sitting on the desk of the old head coach, and it was like, all right, this is coming next year. And then it was like, nope, not the next year. And then so it's good to finally see it get put. I was sad to see the plyo wall get torn down. I did put that together for anybody that used to sling plyo balls against that home plyo wall. So they've got a really, really good setup now. So excited to get over there. Excited to get over there November 16th for the campus tour too. So that one's going to be a really good one. I think we're already almost at 30 plus kids for that one. So excited to finish out the fall season over there at Kennesaw.
Yeah, I mean, keeping right on the campus tour topic as well. I'll be getting out to UGA this week. I know they have a scrimmage on Sunday against West Georgia that I will not be at, but going to get out there sometime this week as well just to see the team. I was talking to Coach Bennett last night, fired up to get out there and see those boys. Deep, I mean, obviously the best transfer portal team, our transfer portal group they put together in the country this year, obviously with some high-level freshmen on the well, Cole Johnson, Ty Peoples as well. Some out-of-state names. So I'm excited to see that group, and excited for our campus tour on the 8th with gameplay as well. That's I was just looking at the roster here a minute ago. It's going to be a good day. The talent just continues to grow. I think we're up over 30 for that as well.
Yeah.
For UGA. So come out to Foley Field on the 8th. We still have spots open for that. It'll be a good day for all groups, whether it's Rising Stars or 27th through the 28th, and 27th through the 29th. We'll see. We want to see all you guys come out there. So campus tours, just trying to touch on those a little bit more before we move on to some other topics here.
Yeah, those are. It's been a really fun group. I think we're going to add a couple more next year too. Probably like West Georgia, we'd like to go to, but they were potentially getting some renovations, and I think they might be getting turf. So yeah, that's one we want to hit. We want to try to hit another South one at some point. We've talked about trying to get in Valdosta State. That would be a good one to get into. Sure. I like the campus tour here a lot. I think it's going to be a good 3 weeks. Outside of that, kind of next little thing, Super 60 is right around the corner. What we got, February 1st?
February 1st, yeah.
I'm excited for this 26 group. I think we have a good list of invites getting ready to roll out. I think this week.
This week or next week. I think we broke our record last year for amount of kids attending, and I think we do it this year again. I think we're going to have even more names get invited and hopefully get accepted to see you guys there. That's not up to me now at this point, but the group's going to be good. It's an exciting day. It's the most scouted preseason event in the country. So it's about 150 pro scouts in the smallest room. They're going to be fresh off their
quiet period, dead
period, whatever you want to call it. So they'll be out off the road for 2 months and be itching to see some high school talent. So I think it might be our most scouted event we've ever done at Super 60. So I'm pretty fired up for that. I'm excited for our group that we should have there as well. So some high level velos, some high level athletes. I think it's gonna be a good showing from the Georgia boys.
Yeah, it's a cool setting too. Really the whole Southeast really doesn't get a chance to experience indoor events like the Midwest does. Like throughout the company, like there's way more indoor events than we ever get to run. And the place they run it at is called the Max in Chicago, giant indoor space, and the coaches are just like chairs and chairs and chairs lined up.
Yeah.
Cooper Underwood, Reed Worley, both had awesome showings. Obviously, Reed got picked. Coop's been at Tech, having a great year. Cannon Golden was there last year. He's hit a bomb for Ole Miss the other day. John Stutzer getting in the mix at Florida State. Bowen at Oklahoma State. Gibbs now at Kennesaw. So yeah, like you said, I'm really excited to see this 26 group and see who we can get there. So yeah, looking forward to that one, February 1st. Before we turn the page, last little thing. What about Coach Vitello going to the San Francisco Giants?
It was an interesting 2 weeks, or I guess it was about a week and a half among every group chat that I'm in that I talk baseball in. Everybody, it was the hottest topic, and then the national search came out, which was kind of blew everybody, or the talk of a national search came out, and then some names got mentioned. But yeah, I mean, it went to the right guy. It went to probably the only guy I could have went to, Josh Elander. I mean, that was the move. You obviously saw the video that came out this week. You saw how the team reacted when it was announced. I mean, talked to a few guys that are committed in this 26 and 27 group to Tennessee. They're fired up. I mean, it's the right move. It's the only move, and I mean, it's pretty cool to see. Obviously, super cool to see Tony being the first college head coach to go straight from college to the pros and to take over a team like San Francisco, who's done a lot of cool things over the last couple of years, having Buster Posey as the president of baseball operations, pretty neat to see. So makes me feel extremely old nowadays after seeing like Buster Posey at Florida State be the guy. And then over the years, it's just been really neat to see all this happen and really fired up for Tony, who's a big friend of the company and us here in Georgia as well. So
I didn't even realize. I should be more tapped in, but shout out to Tucker. I didn't even realize Elander went to TCU, but. Hitting his 11th bomb there, what looks like, man, that gives me nostalgia with that green ticker at the bottom with the scores. That's like my childhood, I feel like, with the old ESPN look. But yeah, that's awesome. Congrats to Coach Elander and Coach Vitello. Like you said, we get to talk to those guys a lot. We got some guys we're really close to headed to the Volunteer State to Tennessee.
That was an shot, by the way, as well.
Yeah. That was a bomb. Which that was probably Beeser. Was that Beeser era or was that BB? So, yeah. That was probably Beeser. Had to be. But anyways, that was a bomb. No. So yeah, that was cool to see. I didn't know he went to TCU. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the baseball world. It's going to be exciting to see where some guys land come spring across the country. You got Rustin Rigdon, who was a future gamer for us. I always think of him and Vitello go hand to hand when I think about them. I don't know why. Vitello was watching Rustin when he was like 15 at 11:30 at night at some random tournament at Lake Point. And it was like before anybody was on Rigdon. And that was like my first time meeting Tony, and he knew about Rustin kind of through us, and Shooter really liked Rustin. So anyways, sidebar there. But yeah, I always relate Rustin and Vitello for whatever reason. Kind of random there. But yeah, anything else we got?
Preseason All-State. I think we need to start talking about that.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Biggest event of the year. Well, I mean, outside of future games, it might be the biggest event of the year for me in our state. Obviously, we have a ton of, top prospect games in the summer, super sophomore. But for me, the event, how we do it the last 2 years, like it's been the start of the year for me and the start of the year for us, I feels like. And I think it's just our biggest event. And I think we're going to do it even bigger than we've done it before this year. I have some more vendors there. We're just trying to change things up a little bit this year. It should be good.
Yeah, it's really been awesome to see the event evolve from what it did from year one, doing 1 day, both classes, to last year doing 2 days, each classes. So, and like you said, it's the start of the year. It's designed for us to see who put in the work, who we need to come see early in the spring. We got, 2 weeks before Georgia Dugout Club. And then after Georgia Dugout Club, it's pretty much chasing those guys from preseason All-State that we want to check in on. So it's going to be January 10th and 11th back at IVSA training indoor facility. We'll bring everybody in groups like we did last year. We'll get you in, get you out 2 hours. We'll have the fun BP indoors, nice and loud. Feels like everybody's hitting nukes in there. Invites are
they were though, so that was the thing though. Like if you
true.
So it's not like we weren't hitting nukes, but it does sound pretty cool. But yeah, the show last year was impressive, so I was excited to see that.
Yeah, so we'll start rolling those out probably next week or the week after. And then from there, we'll release our full preseason schedule. And just to kind of give you guys a heads up for it, we're going to go south January 3rd to kick things off, Camden County. So that'll be a chance to pull the Savannah guys over there to that one to get kind of that preseason high school preview for the Glen guys, the Calvary guys, the Frederica guys, Brunswick, all those guys. So excited to kick things off down there. We'll come up to Mercer on the 4th, kind of touch Macon, Hoko, Perry, all those guys in that area. And then the following week will obviously be All-State, 10th and 11th. And then the following weekend, the 17th, will be at Lake Point for the Lake Point one. And then 18th, we're going to have an indoor one back at IVSA for East Georgia. And then we're also going to go into Atlanta to Woodward to try to highlight Woodward, Westlake, Maynard Jackson, North Atlanta, try to pull all those schools in that area there to really pump up the spring season. And just talking about it, I get excited talking about the spring season. It's crazy how much it's evolved. I guess it's because I know the players. We kind of know everybody now, and it's so cool to see where it was when I first took over to where it is now. But super excited for 2026.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the spring schedule, it just has been going. Like I said, it just doesn't stop from that point until now, I guess. So, I'm ready for it. I'm obviously looking forward to our time off here in December. This January is really when we come alive. Obviously, it's freezing cold. We get indoors a lot. We get to down south where it gets a little bit warmer. Try to get a little bit everywhere.
That was the idea.
But we try. But no, it's great to see. I think we covered 250 plus high school games last year as a group. Obviously, that number is going to continue to grow every year. We have a Savage on the team with Avery now to go along with what me and Hudson do as well. So it's exciting. I'm fired up. I live for it. Hudson lives for it. I'm really ready to get rolling. Just talking about stuff we're doing in 2 months when we still have stuff to do now it's getting a little ahead of ourselves, but no, it's the best thing, man. We just love it.
Yeah, and we want to keep the podcast rolling too throughout the kind of quote unquote off season. So we were bouncing around some ideas. Let us know, comments, DMs, whatever. Let us know some stuff you want to hear us talk about. We both have such different experiences when it comes to recruiting, playing, scouting, operations. We want to try to be as big of knowledge piece as we can outside of just scouting and watching you guys. We talked about trying to help you guys with your social media to be able to kind of market yourself for coaches and things of that nature. So anything like that, let us know what you want to hear. Let us know if you want to hear us talk about stuff that's not baseball. We both have random hobbies that we could, of course, chat on all day.
Interests and fantasy football. I know everybody's having a terrible year like we are, so we can talk about that as well. But no,
and it's one of those things too. It's one of those things too. We want to evolve. Like you said, we add the video. Let us know if you like us adding the video. Let us know if you like us doing live or after. I know the recording after did pretty well on YouTube this last time. We have a handful of people in here watching now. Obviously, the lives are really fun in the spring season, but I don't know if the lives get the love like they do in the spring right now. So should we just record, throw it on YouTube? You guys go and watch it there. And we want to try to get it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but it's just it's probably not that hard to do. But let us know if you want to just listen to us and not see our faces. We can do that too. So outside of that, guys, we've been rolling 45 minutes or so. We'll go ahead and shut it down. get ready for the week ahead. Like I said, comments, DMs, let us know what you want to hear, and we will continue to pump up the great Peach State baseball, and we'll be back at you next week with episode 22. Thank you guys, and see you next week.
Bye, y'all.